If you've spent very much time in psychedelic medicine circles, you've probably heard the phrase set and setting before. You've probably heard people talk about how important it is to pay attention to set and setting. So let's talk about what it means. The term set and setting was made popular by Timothy Leary in the 60s. Set refers to mindset. So the mindset is the content of your thoughts. It's the attitude that you have, coming into the ketamine experience. It's your beliefs about yourself, about others, your religious or spiritual beliefs. It's your expectations for the ketamine experience. It's your emotions, your mood going into the experience, the emotions that you have during and afterward as well. So, why is it so important that we pay attention to mindset? One reason is that ketamine, along with other psychedelics, are non-specific amplifiers of what's already there. So, what does that mean? It means if you come into your CAP experience with, let's say, a lot of fear, trepidation, resistance, hesitancy, anxiety, it's possible that the medicine will amplify those things. So we want to make sure that the mindset is optimal for a healing experience for our clients. And when we say optimal, we do not mean control. We're not trying to control or, in a heavy-handed way, direct the ketamine experience necessarily. We're just trying to frankly, we're trying to get out of the way of the medicine so that the inner healer can take over and do what it does best, heal the person or, lead to healing. So, what are some other ways that we can facilitate this healthy mindset, optimize this mindset? One is to educate the client, educate them first and foremost just about the logistics of the clinic. What do they need to bring with them? What can they expect when they arrive? When should they arrive? Where are they supposed to go? We want to reduce any of the anxiety that uncertainty will bring. You'll also want to educate them about what it's going to feel like. We talk elsewhere in this course about the phenomenology of the experience. So give them a little bit of guidance, give them some education about the types of experiences people have on ketamine so that they're a little less apprehensive. The most important thing that we can do to influence a healthy mindset is intention setting. So, what do we mean by intention setting? We're trying to help these clients, clarify their purpose for doing this so that they are really clear in their own mind what they're hoping to get out of the experience. We want to anchor them in the experience with a very clear intention. We want them to take ownership of that intention. We don't want to make one up for them either. We might want to facilitate the creation of an intention, and I'll give you some guidance here in a second on how to do that. But ultimately, it needs to be theirs so that and it needs to be connected to what they want to change in their life or what they want to heal. Here are some helpful questions that can start generating that intention for people. So, questions like, what did you come here for? What are you hoping to learn? What are you hoping to heal? What are you seeking to transform? What are you trying to cultivate? What's the most loving thing that I could do for myself? These are just samples. Basically, use your clinical intuition to help people understand what their goals are and what they want out of each specific ketamine experience. We like to combine the answers to these questions with some helpful verbs. So an example might be, help me with my trauma. Teach me about my shame. Show me how to heal my anger. Things like that. There are other ways you can prime the mind for a therapeutic ketamine experience. You could guide them in a meditation exercise. You could guide them in a mindfulness exercise to ground them in the present moment. You could do some brief internal emotional work through guided imagery, parts work, inner child work. Whatever you do, you, again, don't want to, in a heavy-handed way, try to control the kind of experience that they're going to have, because you can't anyway. You want to just prime their mind to be present, to leave their worries at the door, leave the things that are distractions at the door so that they can really journey inward and get the most out of their experience. When in doubt, coach the client in a open, surrender, let go type of mindset. A lot of times people will report that their quote unquote bad trips were a result of resistance, of them not being willing to accept what the medicine had for them that day. So as you are facilitating their experience, and you see them, if they start to get tense or they seem to be not transitioning through the stages of the experience very well, you might remind them that they're safe. You might remind them of their intention, but you might remind them to surrender. Sometimes in psychedelic medicine, we have these phrases like, if you see a door, open it. If you see a stairwell, go down or up it. If you feel like you're going to die, go right ahead. The idea is to be open to what the medicine has to show you, and again, facilitate the work that is going to be done by that inner healing intelligence. Let's move on to setting. Setting refers to the environment that the client is in. So the environment, of course, is the room that they're in, the physical container that they're in, but there are many aspects of that environment that you want to pay attention to so that, as I said before, you get out of the way of the medicine and don't influence their experience in a negative way. So you'll want to tend to their physical comfort, right? What kind of chair or couch or mattress are they on? Is it comfortable? You want to make sure that you remind them to dress in layers so that if they get hot, they can remove layers. If they're cold, they can add layers. We provide, pillows and blankets and things. Some clients like to bring their own comfort items, blankets, stuffed animals, things like that, just to help them feel secure and safe. You want to make sure that they have access to the bathroom facilities and somebody to help them to those facilities if they need help, and access to, a drink, water, if they need it. We provide eye shades to our clients. Covering the eyes helps promote an inward journey as opposed to being distracted by the visual artifacts that ketamine can occasion. Some people get very, very anxious when their eyes are covered, so of course we don't require it. If they're going to look at something, though, we maybe have them look at a mandala or something that isn't too distracting. The social presence is part of the setting. So that means the human beings that are in the room can influence either through the energy that they bring or the noise that they're going to make. The presence that they have can influence the experience. So these are the medical assistants. These are a family member, a support person that the client might bring. Everyone needs to be educated in how to, avoid making unnecessary noise to facilitate a healthy environment. Of course, the decor, the feng shui of the room matters. You don't want it to be distracting. You don't want it to be too suggestive. The lighting matters, of course. These are all components of the physical setting that you want to take care of to create that healing container for people. One note about music. So, we have all of our clients listening to music if they're willing. Music can really guide the experience. And we provide a playlist of music on a tablet with noise canceling headphones. A lot of times clients like to bring their own music though. If they do that, we encourage them to be thoughtful about the type of music they're choosing. We suggest non-lyrical music. We suggest instrumental, drums, indigenous music, chanting, things like that. If there are going to be lyrics, we suggest lyrics that they don't understand. So, lyrics from maybe a different language that they don't speak. Some music playlists that are curated for ketamine journeys or other psychedelic medicines are curated very carefully so that the change in music, either tone or type or song, sort of follows the journey of a ketamine experience. If the client does bring their own device, like if they use their phone, we encourage them to put it on airplane mode. If they're going to use a service, like a streaming service like Spotify or Pandora or YouTube or something like that, we want to make sure they download their music so that they're not being interrupted by ads, during their ketamine experience. Remember that one of the most important variables or aspects of the setting is you. As a facilitator, you are going to really make or break their experience by your clinical presence, how supportive you are, how you attend to them during this journey. If you've talked about it beforehand, you can offer some safe, supportive touch if they're in distress. You can remind them of their intention. As I said before, you can remind them to surrender and let go. You can remind them that they're safe. So remember, you are part of the setting as well.